Got a move and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. It's gone. The second one.
The second one, I would like to make a move that we move Senate Bill 610. We recommit it back to Human Relations and Aging.
Do I hear a move? Got a move and a second. All in favor say aye. All opposed, like sign. Okay. Now, do we have any attorneys in here? Okay. What does sine die mean? No. I read a much better definition of that. It means if I finally get my life back. Yeah, finally get my life back. Okay. So, you know, there's this gentleman sitting right on the other side of Vice Chair Ballinger. You know, he's one of the two that set the calendar. Nothing else needs to be said. Okay, we've got some house.
We have a calendar? I was wondering about that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I meant
Adjournment.
adjournment calendar.
Yeah.
Resolution. Okay.
Adjournment resolution. That's right. No, not yet. We don't have one. No, as far as I know, it's Monday, April 4. Okay, we got some House bills first, or HRs first. Mac Jackson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have H.R. 881, and what this resolution does is encourage our public school systems to study the civil rights era and related subjects. It's a bipartisan effort.
Okay. I see no questions. Okay. Shirley Dempsey.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yes, H.R. 1042 to deal with the challenges that we're all facing, not only in Atlanta but across our state with unsheltered homelessness. Have a discussion and see if we can come up with some good ideas.
Okay. See no questions. Thank you. Shirley Smith.
I have House Resolution 1050. It's the bottom one on the modified open rule, and it deals with the history of the General Assembly has had on the impact of water policy for over 20 years, and it urges us to continue such good policy. Actually, it's a shout out to what the General Assembly has done for several years. Thank you.
Okay. All right, no questions. All right, Mr. Kirby. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Bringing you House Resolution 1024. It's a simple study committee to look at the weekly maximum benefit in workers' comp for temporary total disability payments. We're one of only 2 states that don't index it. Not saying that's right or wrong. We want to find out why we do it the way we do and see if we want to continue on or look at something different. That's all it does.
See no questions. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Gooch.
Good morning, committee members. Mr. Chairman, I have a bill.
What's your bill number?
Senate Bill 529. It's
Second
on the
page.
second page, yes, sir. Senate Bill 529 deals with franchise fees. As you are probably aware, franchise fees is payment pretty much for the lease of right-of-way in a city or in a county. So if you have a telephone company or a power company or cable TV that's buried in the right-of-way, then they pay a fee to that municipality for the use of that right-of-way. That's for maintenance and upkeep and so forth. There's been a couple of cities and 2 counties in Georgia that have attempted to put a franchise fee on the streaming services for like Netflix and Hulu and Disney Plus, all these apps that you're starting to see on your smart TVs now. Franchise fees should not be applied to those applications. Franchise fees are only for the use of the right-of-way, and so this bill would clarify that in state law. We already believe that it's already prohibited from being collected, but we had a couple of communities that tried that, and there is a lawsuit, and it's been appealed at this time in the Court of Appeals. So this bill puts a clarification in the law on that, and that's all the bill does.
Okay, very good. Thank you, sir.
I have some more, but they're not on your sheet. Should I come back Monday?
Yeah,
All right,
we
thank you.
enjoy seeing you.
I love seeing you guys. Have a good weekend.
Senator Kennedy.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and good morning to the committee. Would like to bring for you for consideration SB 534. It's about halfway down the second page, and it's a simple bill that really is designed to help our charities and charitable organizations in the state. As we know, COVID-19 has been a serious hit to our businesses, but our charities have also suffered as well in the last couple of years. And this bill simply says, although it's multiple pages long, there's very little changes in the actual existing code. It just says that the regulating bodies over charities are not going to and cannot impose additional regulations and obligations on charitable organizations beyond what we, the legislature, say is appropriate to do.
Okay. I see no questions. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Y'all have a great day.
Senator Robertson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and committee members. I'm here to talk about Senate Bill 152. It's the third one highlighted. It's first highlighted, third bill on the modified structure rule on page 1. And all this bill does is it's a slight adjustment to the pledge to the Georgia flag based on the symbol, based on from where it came from. It was an oversight that occurred around 70 years ago that left one aspect of the state symbol out of the pledge. And it's just to make that adjustment.
Mr. Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. One question.
Yes, sir.
Would you mind saying what that is?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, I can't quote it right off the top
Yes,
of my
sir.
head.
I would. And our current pledge is that we pledge allegiance to the Georgia flag and the principles from which it stands, wisdom, justice, and moderation. That is based on the cardinal virtues that were put together by Aristotle and Plato and picked up by St. Paul and carried into the church. And if you look at our symbol, you see the three words that are currently in the pledge, but there was a fourth part of the cardinal virtues, which was courage. And courage is symbolized in our state symbol by the paladin that's standing there with the saber drawn, standing here. And all this does is recognize that. So the word courage would be placed after the three words that we currently see on our state seal.
He wanted that question bad.
What's that?
He wanted me to ask that question.
Or he gave you a copy of the question he wanted?
No, he gave a great answer to
I'm a little obsessed with history and other things, Mr. Rep, and I do appreciate the question. I don't like frivolous legislation, and I think this is something important to bring some of the pride back in our state. And thank you.
Well, see no more questions. Thank you. Whoop, hold on. Ms. Cooper.
When is the state pledge said?
It is said every morning in the Georgia State Senate. And I learned it in Catala Elementary. We would pledge to the American flag and the Georgia flag every morning in elementary school.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Now no more questions. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Albers.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. Happy Friday. On the first page, the first bill under modified structure rule is Senate Bill 84. This allows our 911 communication dispatchers to participate in the POAB. There is no cost to the state, and this improves the financials for the fund and allows them the same opportunity we do for our police officers, as well as we have a similar one for firefighters.
Oh, okay. Chairman Martin.
Senator, there's no cost to the state, but it improves the funds. Tell us where the money comes from.
Today, it's funded in two different mechanisms. The first part comes through court fees and fines. The second part is they pay into the system themselves.
But this adds additional cost to somebody. Where is that?
The folks that are going to participate will begin the first moment they make a payment. They will not vest until 15 years. And because of improving the amount of people in there, it actually improves the overall performance of the fund.
So there's no cost to anyone other than the employees? I thought I read in the bill that there was a additional percentage.
They have
being
part of them.
charged
Sorry,
to
you do have part of the 911 fees are directed there as well, but there's no additional cost. My apologies.
Okay.
And I've got one more, Mr. Chairman, but I've already mentioned it to your committee.
Okay, yeah, well, go ahead, run it by us again.
Senate Bill 332 is the Informed Consumer Act. in order to combat organized retail crime.
Okay, back to your number 84. There's at least one of us who has issues with adding fees to.
There's no new fees.
Okay. Okay. No more questions? Oh, hold on a second. Speaker Pro Tem.
I did have a question. Senator, so are we adding more people into this pension plan?
Today, it only allows post-certified police officers and jailers into the fund. We made the addition to the jailers last year. This allows 911 dispatchers to also participate.
So we're
Correct.
expanding the number of people that will be eligible for a pension.
That is correct, yes.
Okay, no more questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Come on up, Doctor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning.
Morning.
I had 3 bills. One got recommitted. I can just mention it if you don't mind. It's codifying the Senate Bill 338 on the bottom of page 1 codifies 6 months extension on postpartum coverage for pregnant ladies.
Okay, no questions. Go ahead.
The second one is Senate Bill 566, which is the next to the last one on page 2. And this is a small tweak to the Surprise Billing Act that makes sure that mental health conditions are covered under that act. And then
Okay, I see no questions on that one either. Go ahead.
Senate Bill 605 is a bill to allow a large metro nonprofit to pay installments for their unemployment that they owe to the state over a 3-year period, but complete payback.
Okay. Well, I see no questions there. Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Dr. Burke, on nonprofits, could you give me an example of the type of organizations that really might do this? What type of nonprofit?
YMCAs would be one of those.
Okay. No more questions. Thank you, sir.
Thank you all. Good morning.
Mr. Walker.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and committee. I bring to you on page 1, the second from the bottom, Senate Bill 337. We currently have a process in state statute to allow for the removal of local public officials if they're indicted by a grand jury for a felony and the felony is deemed to interfere with their ability to perform their duties. This bill simply allows us to suspend their pay pending their trial. If they are found not guilty, they would be reinstated and their compensation would be reinstated.
See no questions. Thank you, sir. Come on up.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman.
You've been here before already.
I have, but on a different bill, and y'all were so gracious and already passed it on the House floor, and I appreciate that.
We try to help all we can. You got 486, right?
I do, yes, sir. But it's also a sad day, Mr. Chairman. As I was conferring with my good friend and colleague, who's also leaving the legislature, I realized this is probably my last trip to the House Rules Committee. And Mr. Chairman, I just want to tell you, I appreciate this committee, I appreciate you, and I appreciate the members of the House and our work together to better Georgia, and I look forward to our continued work together in other capacities, Mr. Chairman.
Well, I hope we do get a chance to work together in another capacity, but I tell you what, you've been a pleasure to work with.
Same to you.
All right, go ahead, 486.
Senate Bill 486, Mr. Chairman, deals with the Propane Commodity Commission. Many of you may remember last year we had a big rewrite for the commodity commissions that done a significant amount in regards to administrative procedures. For example, not having to run an ad in the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, among other things, because the Propane Commission falls under a different section in the code. They were not part of those changes that we did last year. It was an oversight. So the Propane Commission asked if we would align them with what we did with the other commodity commissions last year. That's all this does, Mr. Chairman, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Whip Hatchet.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Harper, I like the bill, and I think a lot of us in here are probably looking forward to seeing you on the other side of the appropriations hearings.
I look forward to that opportunity too, Mr. Whip.
Okay. Is that your only one?
That's it. I'm done.
So we're finished with you?
This is my last bill, and you won't see me back, Mr. Chairman.
Well, stop by and visit.
I will be happy to stop by and visit.
Thank you, sir.
And again, I appreciate y'all, and thank you for our service together, and look forward to continued opportunities.
It's been enjoyable.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Y'all have a great day.
Mr. Chairman.
Well, hello, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee. What a pleasure it is to be here today. It's like Maxwell in your coffee cup. It's good to the last drop. So thank you so much, Mr. Chair. My bill is on page 2, Senate Bill 562, and it's shaded. I'm sure that means it's outstanding.
Well, what that means is, well, there's several others shaded too. What that means is, I don't know if you were in when we explained that.
Yeah, I was. I'm just playing.
Okay.
Well, some people may think I'm shady, but I'm not, but I don't care.
Never would we think such a thing.
Yeah, I don't care now, and of course, I never cared, to be honest with you.
Okay.
But Mr. Chairman, my bill talks about the evil empire. That's right, the country of Russia. And they're trying to dominate the globe, starting with Ukraine. This simply does like we did with China a while back. It prohibits the state of Georgia, any agency, from contracting with any company that is owned or operated by the Russian government. Countries around the globe are making moves to sanction Russian businesses, and the state of Georgia should do our part as well.
Very good. I see no questions.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. Let me know what I can do for you and your members.
Thank you, sir. Have a good one. Stippins. Oh, yeah, he'll be back. He'll be back. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Members of the committee, I would direct your attention to the bottom of page 2, Senate Bill 575. It's a very, very simple bill. Just has one code strike. In the bill, you'll see that the only mandated duties of the Board of Education was to meet monthly, and later it was added to review the financial status of the local school system monthly. Because of the erratic nature of school revenue on a monthly review, it either looks like you're way in the hole or you've had a banner month, and that's just the way the timing is. My feeling is that really and truly you don't need to look at it, but I mean, a school board needs to look at it more often than once a year, but it's the yearly picture that really gives you a true side of where your finances are. But what we did is just move that to a mandated quarterly reporting. Saves a lot of time. Any school board at any time can request any financial data they want to. They can request it weekly if they want to. But as far as a code mandate, we'd be moving that to requirement to review the financial status on a monthly basis. On a quarterly basis.
Chair Lady Smith.
Thank you. Thank you for the presentation of your bill. And this is a friendly question, but I'm going to the impact that a negative decision on a local school board can have to the economy of that area. I am southwest of Atlanta in a neighboring county. Had a very negative review, and people fled that county and they lost a lot of their tax base. So if you could explain the importance of trying to instill more stability in how we manage our school boards, I'd appreciate that.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. No more questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Mr. Leader, I think you have 87?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. Thank you so much. Mr. Chairman and colleagues, on behalf of Senator Redd, who's worked extensively and with a lot of good guidance from our Chairman of Ways and Means, Chairman Blackman, has perfected this legislation, and it has two noble purposes, I believe. It allows Georgians to make voluntary contributions through the income tax payment and refund process to aid and assist service-disabled veterans through scholarship to the Technical College System of Georgia Foundation. It allows taxpayers to designate these dollars, and that will be certainly put to great use and for a great, I think, a noble purpose. And the second part of it, of this action, is to this act would be known as the Senator Jack Hill Veterans Act. Certainly, Senator Hill was a long-time service to the Georgia National Guard, and certainly served in the Senate. And from all of us who knew Jack, he lived a noble life and had great intent to benefit his fellow man. And I think I certainly appreciate Senator Rett bringing this action and perfecting it, along with Chairman Blackman, and would ask for this committee to favorably consider it.
I see no questions. Thank you, sir. Let's see. Chairlady Rich, Senate Bill 588. What's your number?
I apologize. This is new to me.
Or your name's on there.
I see that. One moment, please. Okay, I think I do recall
hold on a second. Speaker Pro Tem.
Yeah, I'll describe the bill. It was changed extensively in committee, and now for the first time, and in working with Senator Miller, who helped make these changes, it, for the first time, will require that regularly scheduled school board member meetings be prominently displayed on websites as opposed to just only yearly in the newspaper, so that more parents are aware of when the meetings are. Number two, it requires for the first time that all locally or regularly scheduled school board meetings to be to allow some level of public comment to be determined by the chairman of the board, and a portion similarly to the way we see the speaker do it with morning orders. It also requires for the first time that all local boards of education post prominently on their website what the rules of behavior, ejection, disorderly behavior at a school board meeting, so that parents are aware of what is and is not allowed. That's primarily what the bill does.
Okay. Mr. Fleming?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Madam Pro Tem, I know it's not in our book yet, and I was trying to read it, the version online, and I'm not sure if that is the version that was reported out of committee or not, but my question centered around some language I read in there about when they had to have public comment. Is it any Board of Education meeting, or just the monthly regular meeting?
The latter.
Okay, that's what I was asking about. So if they have a special call meeting to deal with one issue, they don't have to have. Okay.
Correct.
Okay. And I think I also saw language in there, and I'm trying to figure out if it was, my question goes to, was it in the committee sub that the chairperson of the board had discretion as to how long the comments could go on and how many, I will call it repetitive comments about the same subject, had to be heard? Is that still in there?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Ms. Hughley.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to make an observation. Lately, school board members have been under attack. And my sister-in-law is our local school board chair. And when you put in there that it's their discretion how long they can talk, and somebody objects to that, then you're going to send people to that person's door. When people come here, our committee chairs have the discretion to decide when they have violated the rules, and we do not identify that in state law. And we're putting a requirement on them that we do not put on ourselves. And I'm just going to tell you that we're putting people under attack. At my office, somebody was upset about something happened at school board meeting. We come to work and raw chicken is thrown through our mail slot. So we need to be very careful about creating the appearance that an elected official may not be doing something or that could do more than somebody might think they should do, because these things are happening in real time to real people.
Speaker Pro Tem.
Thank you, and I appreciate the representative's comments, and it is why the bill was refined so that it does give the board chairman discretion on how long, how many, but there is a distinction for parents in that state law and federal law requires that every child attend school. And they're not given a choice as to what school. They're told which school they will attend by the school board. And I think it's reasonable to give parents some input and some level of participation, and this honors that joint relationship between parents and school boards. No one requires at the state level that folks, be in the Capitol or come here. But those children are required by state law to spend 7.5 to 8 hours a day, and I think parents need to have the assurance that they will have some participation. But I'm very sympathetic and appreciative of the role that school boards play, but it is, never forget, a partnership. Thank you.
Chairman Martin.
Madam Pro Tem, I want to make sure I understand this right, and I think we may be missing something. The bill, we don't have it yet, but the bill is written to require them to take comment, not to limit the amount of comment. Isn't that true? It would allow this state is not limiting the comment. It would allow the board chair to. But today, isn't it true that some boards are not taking any comment? For a different board, but our Fulton County Board of Elections has decided they will not take public comment any longer. And what is it not true? What you're trying to do in this bill is you have to take some, but you can control how you distribute that time, but you have to take some.
That is correct, and most school boards do allow and encourage public comment. I remember when Maria Kirstoffen, the former City of Atlanta public schools superintendent, Representative Irwin was explaining to me that she, before every single school board meeting, took 1 hour of public comment from parents on every variety of issues you could imagine, because she realized, and the Atlanta School Board realized, that the more they hear, the better they can make decisions on behalf of their students.
Just final, so this is not limiting it. This is in fact requiring there to be at least some.
Some level.
Chairman Knight.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and to the Speaker Pro Tem, isn't it also true that we've heard issues not only inside of Metro Atlanta area, or as we know, probably some of the more prominent issues, but we've had constituents in other parts of Georgia in which parents would have to go through a school superintendent maybe to get permission, if you will, to go to a board meeting to speak. And again, I think that speaks to what we're trying to do, which is to make sure that these parents have an opportunity to participate and be a partner within their school system, and particularly being heard by the elected members of that board in their communities. Is that not true?
That is true. Thank you.
All right, that seemed like that's all the questions. Now remember, we have recommitted 338 back to Health and Human Services, and we've recommitted 610 back to Human Relations and Aging. We've also, pursuant to Rule 33.3, limited debate that's and it will be allocated at discretion of the Speaker through sine die. And also, if you remember, when we first talked, these gray areas beside the bills, that means the clerk has not read them, but we're trying to stay ahead of this thing so we can stay or get as many of these bills out as we possibly can. These bills that are highlighted will be read by the clerk this morning, about 10:30, hopefully. And at that point, you can go by the clerk's office and get a copy of each one of these bills, and you'll have the weekend to review them. Okay? Okay. Chairlady Tankersley, I think you had something you want to do.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to have my name placed by Senate Bill 487.
487 is on the second page. Okay. Chairlady Smith.
I concur with that. I'd like my name beside it as well. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Anyone else want to put your name by a particular bill? 46. Chairlady Rich.
I would like to also put my name beside Senate Bill 486. I'm sorry, no,
47.
487.
Okay. Good morning. That seems like a popular bill then. Okay. Oh, Mr. Williams.
Yes, sir. I know that the sheet's about full, but can I sneak 487 in to represent the men?
Okay. Who's back there at 75? Mr. Chairman Blackman.
I was just going to change it up for you, Mr. Chairman. Senate Bill 337.
337 on the front page. Okay. Dr. Newton.
Thank you, Chairman. I'd like to put my name down. Senate Bill 403. 403.
403, okay. Well, it's starting to light up now. Mr. Hawkins.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to put my name next to Senate Bill 566. Good health care bill.
Okay. Chairman Administration.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to put my name beside Senate Bill 332 on the first page, 332, the Informed Consumers Act. Thank you.
Okay. Who's 61 back there? Okay, I think I've already got you. Mr. Martin.
Senate Bill 588, I think parents deserve the right to speak to their Board of Education.
Okay. Well, that's all that side. Chairman Stevens.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Put my name beside H.R. 625, Representative Gilliard's bill.
Oh. I'm surprised Mr. Williams didn't do that since. Representative Hughley.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to put my name beside H.R. 881 and H.R. 1042, and also H.R. 625 for Mr. Gilliard.
Okay. Mr. Beverly.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to put my name beside H.R. 625, H.R. 880.
Slow down now.
625.
625. Oh, H.R. 625. Okay.
H.R. 881.
Okay.
And lastly, SB 545.
That's on the second page.
On the second page.
Okay. Chairman Lumsden.
Ask for Senate Bill 566.
566, second page. Okay, Mr. Williamson.
Yes, sir. I'd like to ask for House Resolution 1024 being carried by Representative Kirby.
Okay. Again?
Please.
Chairlady Tankerson.
I'd like to put my name by House Resolution 1050.
Now, we're not going around this thing again. Mr. Williams, last one.
I just wanted to say good morning. I forgot to say. But I'd like to put my name beside H.R. 625 and H.R. 881.
I should have never mentioned that you hadn't done 625. Okay. All right. Guess I'm going to turn all the lights off up there so I don't see any. All right, now remember, if a bill is called for the floor, this is setting the calendar for Monday. Setting the calendar for Monday, so you'll have all weekend to look at a particular bill that will be on the House floor Monday. Senate Bill 87, do I hear a move? Move. Got a move and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. It's on. SB 152, do I hear a move? Move. Got a move and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. It's on. SB 332, do I hear a move? Move. Got a move and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. It's on. SB 337, do I hear a move? Move. Got a move and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. It's on. Second page, SB 438, do I hear a move? Move. Got a move and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. Senate Bill 461, do I hear a move? Move. Got a move and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. Senate Bill 562, do I hear a move? Move. Got a move and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. Senate Bill 565, do I hear a move? Move. Got a move and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. Senate Bill 566, do I hear a move? Move. Got a move and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. Senate Bill 588, do I hear a move? Move. Got a move and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. All right, let's run through those again. Senate Bill 87, Senate Bill 152, Senate Bill 332, Senate Bill 337, Senate Bill 438, Senate Bill 461, Senate Bill 562, 565, 566, and 588. That's the calendar for Monday. Y'all have a good one.